I was so excited the first time I got my 100,000 Qantas Points bonus from signing up for my first credit card. I remember just how excited I was. I hit the minimum spend on my credit card that I just signed up to, and then I saw a few days later 100,000 Qantas Points had landed in my account. That email from Qantas saying your points have arrived. I jumped onto the Qantas website and I was so excited because I thought I had just unlocked business class seats that usually cost tens of thousands of dollars. And I just remember I thought I was so smart. I'd now got these points. I'm now going to book a flight that's usually tens of thousands of dollars for just a few $100s because I've got these points now. So I jumped on and I typed in Sydney to London and I was shocked. There were no flights the whole year. I then typed in Sydney to Los Angeles. There were some flights, but there were not many flights, particularly for the dates that I wanted. I then typed in Brisbane to Japan, and again, same sort of thing. Very, very few flights, nothing for the dates that I wanted. I thought this whole thing was a scam. I had just gone through, signed up for my credit card, got these points. I thought I was going to unlock these seats now because I have points. Why can't I unlock these business class seats? Then I went through some more destinations and I saw that it was very easy to use these points on economy flights. See, I could use my points on economy from Brisbane to Los Angeles. I could use my points on economy from Sydney to London. I could also use my points to get to Bali, from Brisbane to Bali. And eventually that is what I booked. I'd become so frustrated that there were no seats that I actually wanted that I settled to use my points on Brisbane to Bali on Jetstar in economy. After I did that, I thought maybe this whole thing was a scam. Maybe that all these influencers on social media promoting how they'd got these points and now they're in these comfortable lie-flat business class seats. Maybe the whole Qantas frequent flyer program is just a scam. But the more research I did and the more little tactics I learned how to search the website more efficiently. I learned that we should be using multi-city search tool on the Qantas website and also third-party websites like seats.aero to help find reward seats in a much more efficient way than just using the classic search. I learned that every particular destination and route have these little different algorithms on when reward seats get released. For example, Santiago, LATAM Airlines, they often have these little dumps of reward seats every few months. I learned that flying to Los Angeles, often last minute is going to be best to book them. For flights going to Europe, instead of going from Sydney to London and just exhausting that option, you can get super creative with the amount of routes that you can actually fly from Australia and arrive in Europe. You see, there are countless amount of cities that you can fly into from Europe, countless amount of stopover destinations that you can also fly to from Australia. Once you learn all these little tips and tactics, flying around the world in these comfortable lie-flat business class chairs is not easy, but it's definitely not impossible. It's actually very possible, and for me personally, I've been able to book business class to pretty much every single destination that you would want to go. Japan, Europe, America, South America is the latest one that I've just booked. Every single destination that you want to go, it is definitely possible to get there in business class if you understand and play by the rules that these airlines set. You see, at the end of the day, these airlines are a business and they have hired the best people in the world to ensure that they are running this loyalty program as profitably as possible. There is a reason that the Qantas website crashes. There is a reason that it's difficult to use and search for these redemption flights. There is a reason that they make it very easy for you to use your points on these low-cost budget airlines like Jetstar and make it very difficult to redeem your points on Qantas business class, particularly to long-haul destinations like Los Angeles or London. You see, these airlines need to make it feel like the customer is still going to experience a win and make it worthwhile signing up to their loyalty program and earning these points, but also difficult enough to ensure that they're not going to give these $10,000 business class seats away without a bit of trouble. So what can we do? Number one, we need to be very flexible with our dates of travel. Get flexible with the route. So instead of just Sydney to London, get flexible, change the variables of the departing city. For example, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth. Also change the variables of our arrival city or our stopover city. So you can look for flights going to Amsterdam, Paris, Barcelona, Rome, change the arrival city, and also you can break the trip up into 2 different flights. So for example, instead of just searching Sydney to Amsterdam, you could go Sydney to Asia somewhere or Dubai. So you could go from Sydney, Hong Kong, Singapore, Manila, Bangkok, any sort of these major Asian cities that are going to help you break the trip up into 2. And then you would look for the second flight from that Asian city arriving into Europe somewhere. Now to do that, I use a site called seats.aero. I will leave my referral link in the video description there. You can also get flexible and start earning different types of points as well. So for example, if you just have Qantas points and you go through this whole process, maybe you've got creative with the dates you're traveling, you've got creative with the routes you're also traveling. A better step would be if you had access to the Velocity frequent flyer program as well. Even better would be if you had access to membership points that allow you to transfer to Singapore Airlines or British Airlines. For me personally, the way that I do that is through earning Amex Platinum membership points. I can transfer these points to pretty much every single different airline in the world, either directly or by transferring it to Marriott Bonvoy, transferring it from Marriott Bonvoy into the airline that way. These are just some of the tips and tactics that you can use. I actually share a lot of tips for you for free on this channel. Check out some of my other videos. But if you do want the fast pass and you want to learn everything that I know from 10 years of experience, and if you also want the best business class reward alerts every single day, check out the link in my video description, which is to my Patreon group. In there, I help my Patreon members find the very best business class redemptions available on the Qantas and the Velocity website every single day. So if you're frustrated that you can't use your points to fly on the flights that you actually want, go ahead and check that out. I hope this video has made it clear to you that frequent flyer points are not a scam in 2025, but instead you have to understand these airlines are companies, they are reporting to shareholders, they are in the business of making money, running their frequent flyer programs as profitable as possible. You just have to learn the rules that they have set in order to take advantage and maximize the amount of value that you're getting from your points. Hope this video has been helpful. I will see you in the next one.